Along the darkened hallway. Alone in the whimper.
A light flickering out of the
Corner of your eye.
A tree.
Against the glass.
A hush.
In the wind.
There's one sound to be
There's
heard.
one sound to be heard. The sound of
Murder at midnight. Alright, welcome to Condor Online's Murder at Midnight. Today's play is by Ste Mc and it's called Another Place. Starring the actors Floyd Kennedy, Mark Porter, and Laura Smith. Mid-morning. Interior of police station Boodle. A man's footsteps are heard walking down a corridor. A door in need of oiling is opened.
Joe, what are you doing here?
I work here. Some detective you are.
Nice to see you've still got a smart mouth. That's not what I meant, you know it.
I just got here.
Well, it's good to see you. Come here and give me a hug.
Oh, don't. You know I don't go in for all that touchy-feely crap.
Still the Ice Queen, Joe. When did you get back?
First day today.
But how? Why?
How? I got in my car and drove here. You sure you're still a detective?
I can't believe you're back already, Joe. What are you thinking?
It's been over 2 months. I'm trying not to think.
2 months, Joe, after what you've been through. 2 months is nothing.
Nothing. Come on, Davy. 2 months sitting alone, bin bag and baby clothes that'll never be worn and is a life sentence.
It wasn't your fault, Joe.
Who's saying it was?
What? No one. Why would anybody be saying that? It's just a phrase.
It's a shit phrase, Davy.
All I'm saying is, if there's anything that I can do to help, you only have to ask. You know that, don't you?
Oh, thanks. Now, can you stop being a big tart and fill me in on what's going on here? I need this, Davy.
This? You don't need this, Joe. Not this. I've never seen anything like it before. This is the 10th one. 10! In less than an hour. We haven't got enough people to be dealing with this. Have you seen any of them?
No.
That one in there gives me the creeps.
Oh, grow a pair, will you?
You haven't seen her. There's defo something wrong with
This
her.
is brutal. There's something wrong with everyone.
The lights aren't helping either.
When did they start doing that?
When they arrived.
Oh, get lost. What is this? The bleeding X-Files?
I'm not messing, Joe. There's something not right here.
You know what's not right, Davy? You're a man and I'm a woman. Yeah, it's me who's got the balls.
Oh, very funny.
Says you.
There's nothing wrong with my balls, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, says you, fat boy.
Whoa! Easy, Joe. I'm very sensitive about my weight.
Well, maybe you should try going on a diet. Anyway, what am I walking into?
No idea. We've no idea what any of us are walking into. Yours is anywhere between 30 and 40. Nothing remarkable about her. Same as the other 9. She hasn't said anything. She just sits there. Hands on the table, eyes downcast. She doesn't acknowledge the presence of anybody. Doesn't move, doesn't sniff, doesn't cough. Doesn't even fart.
Didn't your mum ever tell you that women don't fart?
My mum? She farted like a whoopee cushion.
Like mother, like son. Has anybody had anything out of them, the others, yet?
Nothing. Same story. Or lack of it, if you catch my drift.
Okay, so what do we know?
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, here we go again. The witnesses must have seen something. I'm not buying this fell from the sky shit.
You don't have to buy it, Joe, but that's what all the witnesses are selling. Not just one witness, all of them. Around 30 people.
30 people? I don't suppose the witnesses are from the local old people's home, are they? And every one of them has dementia?
Witnesses range from young couples welcoming their dogs to fitness freaks out enjoying an early morning jog. Maybe 1 or 2 of them could be classed as dementia ready, though.
And they're all saying they fell from the sky?
All of them.
Oh, come on, Davy, really? Fell from the sky? This is not TV, this is real life. And that doesn't happen in real life. What about skydivers?
No parachutes.
Well, what about these flying fox things?
The animals? What's that got to do with anything?
Not the animal, retard. The bodysuit, it's like a wearable parachute that makes your body fly, or appear to fly.
Fly?
Yes, fly.
Never heard of it. But we can rule that out too.
Rule it out? Why?
They were all naked.
Naked?
Naked.
Did you just wink at me? Christ, I think I've just done a mini sick in my mouth.
Yeah, Joe.
Oh, put it back in your pants, dickhead, and let's focus on this.
All 10 of them, supposedly, fell from the sky and landed naked on Crosby Beach. Now here's the thing. No injuries. They didn't all just land in a heap and paint the sand red. Each one landed with the grace of a dismounting gymnast on a certain part of the beach right next to those Anthony Gormley statues.
Well, that's a pretty vivid picture you're painting there, Davy.
English O-level.
Oh, yeah, smart boy. What else?
When uniform turned up, it was hard to tell them apart. I think one of the community officers put a blanket on a statue by mistake.
Enough of this X-File shite, Davy. You go and get what you can out of yours. Join me as soon as you can. I'm going in.
Are you sure, Joe?
Yeah, I'm sure. Join me as soon as you can.
The man's footsteps walk off, and the interview door is open. Hill's footsteps are heard as she walks into the room. She scrapes a chair across the concrete floor and sits on it. She slams her notebook down and presses record on the interview recording system.
Interview timed at 10:15 a.m. on the 13th of April 2019. Present Detective Hell, along with an as yet unknown white female approximately 30 to 40 years old. For the purpose of the recording, I should explain that due to the bizarre circumstances of the case and the need for multiple similar interviews being conducted throughout Bootle, I'll be conducting this interview alone or until such time when I can be joined by a fellow officer. You are currently not charged, but anything you say can and will be used as evidence against you should you be charged. Do you understand? I said, do you understand? Do you speak English? Are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? Let's start with the simple things first, shall we? What's your name? How old are you? No, well, what about how you came to be at Crosby Beach this morning? Can you at least tell me where you're from? No? Wow. Aren't you just a little bundle of cooperation?
She retrieves her notepad and begins flicking through, consulting her notes. She reads through a couple of pages in her head before flipping back to the first page.
Okay, so let's take a look at these notes, shall we? Approximately 30 witnesses claim they saw you and 9 of your pals fall from the sky. No parachutes or anything. That's some claim. They say you landed separately, all within inches of those creepy another place sculptures. You remained there, motionless, until our uniformed officers arrived to bring you here. You had no clothes, no ID, no passport. You do know that it's illegal to gain entry to this country without going through the proper channels. Is that what you are? An illegal alien? So, where are you from? Manchester? Syria? Mars? You are going to talk to me. Still nothing, eh? You've got to give me something to work with here. How about why you are here?
Titani lifts her head slowly and looks into her eyes. Her hands remain on the table.
I'm here for you, Miss Hill.
Finally. So you do speak English. It's Detective Hill, and I'm truly flattered. But it's absolute bollocks that you're here for me. There was no way you knew what station you'd be brought to, let alone be doing the interviewing. I've been doing this for a long time, so you'll have to just try that little bit harder. So, let's give it another go, shall we? Why are you here?
I've already told you, Miss Hill. I'm here for you.
Okay, I'll go along with you to see where this is leading. Why are you here for me?
I'm here because it's time for a change.
A change? You mean like a holiday? As nice as a holiday sounds, I'm sorry I'm going to have to pass, as not only am I too busy trying to get to the bottom of why people are falling from the sky, but you're not my type.
You see this?
She gestures her hand towards her and sweeps it in a wide arc, back and forth, before placing it back on the table.
This is why I'm here. To rid Joanne Hill of this ridiculous attitude. To set her on a new path. The correct path.
Whoa, just back up the bus. Just a little bit there. How did you know my name is Joanne? I told the tape that I was Detective Hill.
I've already told you. I'm here for you, Joanne. I know everything about you. Joanne Julie Hill.
Where did you get that information? Nobody knows that. Nobody. Who are you?
All in good time, Joanne. Like I've said, I know everything about you.
Well, that makes one of us. Why don't you just humour me for a moment? What's your name?
At this moment in time, I have no name. Ask me again later.
That's very convenient. Okay, no name. You mentioned that it's time for a change. What did you mean by that?
It means we don't like what we see. It means you've had your chance, and now it's our turn.
Your turn? So the others you were with just go around changing things for the better? Like the Brown Bread Brigade, or Tree Huggers, or Eco-Warriors?
No, nothing like that at all. They're trying to change the planet. The planet is already dead, and there are other planets. That has no interest for us. We put people back on the path to perfection.
Perfection, eh? That's some impossibly high bar you've set there, no name. What happens when you've achieved perfection?
We take them.
You take who?
The perfect ones.
The perfect ones. Catchy title. So when you say you take these perfect ones, you mean you kidnap them?
Return them.
So you don't kidnap?
No, we return them.
Return them? Return them to where? You just open a woman's legs and try to push them back up?
That smart mouth of yours is the reason you're next. We return them.
She looks skyward.
What are you looking up for? Oh, you take them up? To the first floor? Or you're taking them upstairs? I better get the cleaners in. Have you seen upstairs? It's all right for the overweight coppers wanting a shit cup of coffee, but I'm not so sure about someone who's perfect. Oh, there goes my smart mouth again. You mean to heaven.
Heaven? There is no heaven.
Wow, spoiler alert. You're supposed to break things like that gently. You say, do you believe in heaven? And then I say, heaven? And you say, yes, heaven. I pretend to give it some thought. And then wham, you hit me with, there is no heaven punchline. That would have been better. Anyway, too late, it's done now. So, no heaven. You seem pretty certain about that.
Why wouldn't I be certain about that? There is no heaven. Above us only sky.
Oh, what a surprise! A big Beatles fan in Liverpool. You're full of surprises, no name.
You have no idea.
Then how about you enlighten me?
Oh, Joanne, I intend to.
Well then, let's start with your name then, shall we?
I have no name. Not yet. It's not yet time. Not long. But not now. Ask me again later.
Okay then, later it is. So, where to start? You won't tell me your name. You won't tell me where you're from. You won't tell me how old you are. So where to start? Where to start?
How about we start with the dog?
The dog? And what dog might this be? Lassie? Greyfriars Bobby? Cujo? What dog?
Hi, you've already forgotten the dog. How fortunate. Never mind, we'll come back to it. Let's start with something a little less. How about your 4th birthday?
My 4th birthday? This is not Memory Lane. This is Marsh Lane Police Station. And I'm asking you what happened this morning, not about my 4th birthday. Are you insane? I'm the one...
You got a new bike. It was bright pink and had streamers coming out of the handlebars. You just learnt to ride Lisa Brennan's bike without stabilisers. You remember Lisa Brennan, don't you? She was your best friend. You were inseparable. You drove your parents mad because you wanted to dress in identical clothes like twins. So your parents pushed out this big pink stabilizer-free bike and stood proudly as you raced off around the close, afraid of letting go of the handlebars in case you crashed. Your father was there at the end of your circuit to stop you falling.
What? Do I know you? Did you grow up in the close?
No, but I know you very well.
Well, if I don't know you, how can you possibly remember me going around my close on a bloody pink bike?
Like I said, I know everything about you.
Who sent you here?
You still doubt me? How about when you were 6, when you were still perfect? Do you remember when you were 6?
I'm a detective. It's my job to remember things.
So tell me about when you were 6. There's one moment that changed everything for you. Do you remember it?
What are you talking about?
The doll. Tell me about the doll.
How?
Tell me about the doll.
No.
It was a Cindy doll. They were all the rage back then, weren't they?
Stop.
Your parents couldn't afford one for you, could they? Not after your father had to pack his job in.
Stop
You wanted
now.
You wanted it so badly, didn't you? You couldn't bear to give her back.
I said stop.
She reaches over and presses stop on the recording equipment. There's an audible click.
Enough.
Give it back to me, give it back to me, she kept yelling over and over again, in that whiny little voice. Give it back, I'm telling my mum, give it back. So what did you do? What did you do?
I gave it back.
You gave it back. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a master of the understatement. You gave it back.
Yes.
You pushed it into her eye. Pointy plastic feet right through her left eye. Needless to say, you never saw little Lisa again, and she never saw anything, ever again.
Who are you? Why are you doing this?
I've already told you. Do you not believe me? Are you ready for the dog? You know, the one that used to sleep at the bottom of your bed when you were only a child.
Lady?
Lady, that's her. A lovely little dog, jet black with huge floppy ears, stupid sad eyes, even at the best of times. She had a collar on, with a round disc of steel attached. Her name was etched by the local key-cutting shop in the Strand. Do you remember how she used to wake you up by gently lapping at your face? A big, wet alarm clock.
How do you know about her?
I've told you, Joanne, on countless occasions. I know everything about you. Everything.
You know everything, but you're telling me nothing.
I know that you smothered her with your pillow when you were only 7. Imagine, a murderer at 7. Your parents must have been so proud.
It wasn't like that.
Do you remember how she yelped when you first held the pillow over her head? How the name tag jangled against her collar? Murderer.
No, it wasn't like that. She was sick.
Sick. She wasn't sick. It was you who was sick. You killed her because you wanted a rabbit. Murderer.
Stop saying that. She was dying. I put her out of her misery. I loved her. It broke my heart.
Very well. Maybe time has fogged your recollections of your past. Let's agree to disagree. It's your word against mine. I suppose you didn't murder your father either.
What? Who are you?
Stop asking who I am and answer the question. You know what I'm talking about, Joanne. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He was your father, and you are a murderer.
You know nothing. You don't know what happened. You weren't there. You don't know what it was like.
Let me take you there, shall I, Joanne? It was a warm summer's night, although given what was about to happen, it may have been more apt if it was pitch black. Full dark, no stars, lightning crashing as thunder roared. Alas, it wasn't. It was a balmy summer's night, not yet dark, and the temperature was in the high teens, a rarity for a Liverpool night. But that night, it was exactly as I have described. You went in to see your father, who was alone in the spare bedroom. It was warm. You opened the window when you thought you saw sweat on his face. Only it wasn't sweat, was it, Joanne?
Stop, please.
Tears rolled down his face as he struggled to remember who you were. You might as well have been a burglar for all the recognition those eyes showed.
No, stop. It wasn't like that.
It was then that you picked up a soft white pillow that had fallen on the floor. You hesitated, unsure of not only what to do, but of yourself. But you'd done it before. It was hardly the first time. You pressed the pillow on his face, and pressed, and pressed. He thrashed. His weak hands tore at your flesh, trying to rip your hands free, but you held firm until his legs stopped thrashing and his nails ceased to tear at your skin, just as easy as the dog.
It wasn't like that. He wanted me to do it. He had Alzheimer's. He didn't want to go on like that. losing more and more of himself as the days stretched on. That's no life. Not for him, not for me.
That was not your decision.
He was my father. I loved him.
You killed him. Murderer.
I loved him. I did it for him. He asked me to. He begged me to.
Murderer.
Detective Hill stands and scrapes her chair backwards. She slaps the suspect hard against the cheek.
Enough. Who are you?
It's not time yet, Joanne.
It's Detective Hill, and I've had enough of these stupid games.
You honestly don't remember him struggling?
What?
Don't you remember your father struggling when you pressed that cold pillow to his helpless face? Do you remember how he clawed at you and thrashed the bedclothes?
No, he didn't do that.
No? Or is that what you've told yourself?
I said enough.
Temper, Joanne.
It's Detective Hill. So you seem to know an awful lot about me. How about you fill in some of the blanks?
How about I don't? How about we change the subject?
You don't get to decide what we do or talk about in this room. You are not in charge here.
You're quite correct, Joanne. I'm not in charge. But then again, neither are you.
What did you just do?
Me?
You. What did you do to the lights?
Me? I haven't left my chair. My hands have not left this table. That was a simple electrical fault. It's one of the downfalls of working in such an old building. It happens all the time.
It happens all the time. Also, you're an expert on wiring in pre-war police stations now, are you?
I didn't say that, but I'm willing to let you in on a little secret.
Secret?
Secret.
Well, I'm all ears. Anything to shed light on this craziness.
This isn't my first time here.
Finally, we are getting somewhere. If this isn't your first time here, then your prints will be on file.
There will be no prints.
Of course there'll be prints. You've got fingers, haven't you?
I do indeed have prints, but you'll get nothing from them.
And why would that be?
Because I wasn't myself then. I was Constable Allen.
You were a copper?
An alarm screams off stage. Still, the suspect remains motionless. Detective Hill pulls on the interview door, but it doesn't open. She bangs on it, but nobody comes.
Going somewhere, Joanne? But we are not finished.
Can't you hear the alarm? Something's wrong.
Nothing's wrong, Joanne. For the first time in a long time, everything is right, or soon will be.
Hill stops banging on the door and turns to face the suspect. The alarm stops.
What's going on? What do you mean?
How did Oscar die?
What?
You heard me.
Don't do this.
What's the matter, Joanne? Is the memory a little too fresh? Has it yet to scab over? How did Oscar die?
Detective Hill puts her back against the door and sinks to the floor.
Cot death. I was reading. The baby monitor was on the table next to me. The noise of his breathing always had a calming effect. It just stopped. I put my book down. I raced up the stairs and I shook him, but there was nothing. Just a lifeless body.
It's very well rehearsed, Joanne. I suppose you didn't kill this one either.
What? No, I'd never do that.
You've done it before.
No, I loved Oscar.
You said you loved Lady. You said you loved your
I
father.
truly loved Oscar. I'd give anything to still be with him.
Anything, Joanne?
Anything.
So you were reading a book as little Oscar struggled for breath.
What?
Reading. You said you were reading. You weren't drinking then? Not your first of the night either. I'm sure you're not going to remember turning off the baby monitor.
What?
What? What? Are you playing for time, Joanne? Trying to think of another lie? You know the question I'm asking, Joanne. Answer it. Did you kill Oscar?
Another alarm screams, startling Detective Hill. She scrambles to her feet.
What the hell is going on here?
Ignore the alarm, Joanne. Concentrate on me.
The alarm screams, then another, then another.
Something's wrong. I have to help.
She tries the door. It's locked. She bangs on it. Nobody comes.
Joanne, come and sit down.
Something's wrong. The alarm.
Does the alarm bother you?
Alarms don't just go off for fun. Something's wrong.
Nothing's wrong.
The alarm stops.
See?
What's going on? How did you do that?
Come and sit down, Joanne. It's time. It's time for you to answer the question. Please take a seat.
She stays by the door.
I'm fine here, thank you.
The back hills the door, creating even more noise.
You don't seem fine.
Why is nobody coming?
Would you feel better if somebody was here?
Oh, you're a magician now.
Not a magician, no. But again, you're not answering the question. Would you feel better if somebody was here with you?
So no abracadabra? How are you going to get somebody in here? Are they going to fall from the sky and magically appear?
Nothing so dramatic, Joanne.
There's a knock on the door and Detective Cusack opens the door and enters.
So thank God. What's going on, David?
What are you talking about, Detective Hill?
How did you do that?
Do what?
Make him come in.
Make me come in? What are you talking about, Detective Hill? I heard banging. I came to see if you were all right.
See, your partner was worried about you.
How did you know he was my partner? What's going on here, Davy?
Footsteps are heard as Detective Cusack walks over to Detective Hill.
Everything is going to be okay, Detective Hill. It's all right.
She pushes him away.
What? Get off me. What are you talking about? Everything's not all right. And why do you keep calling me Detective Hill?
Isn't that your name?
What's going on here? Are you in on this?
In on what?
You be quiet. I wasn't asking you. You, Davy, are you in on this?
Listen, Detective Hill.
Stop calling me Detective Hill.
What should I call you?
What? Who are you? What have you done to Davy?
Listen.
Don't tell me to listen. What's going on? Why are the alarms going off?
What alarms?
The alarms all stop at once.
What's going on here? How are you doing that?
Enough of this, Joanne. It's time for you to answer the question.
It's okay. Everything will be okay. Go ahead. Just tell her. Everything will be okay.
Boy, no. She's not in charge here. She doesn't decide what happens here. I do.
No, Detective Hill. You don't. Not today. Answer the question.
Did you kill them all?
Davy, it was right. It's too soon. I'm not ready for this.
It's not too soon. Just answer the question.
Answer the question.
Stop! Stop it!
Answer it.
Yes, I killed them all. All I wanted was a bit of peace. Constant yapping from the bloody dog. Cries of attention from my dad. I want. Then Oscar screams, tearing through my ears until it was unbearable. I just want to be alone.
It's time for you to ask me my name, Joanne.
Again, footsteps are heard as Detective Cusack approaches Hill.
Get away from me.
Just ask the question, Detective.
Stay away.
Bring her here.
Davy, please. If there's any part of you still in there, please help me.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. Nothing at all. Just ask her name.
Detective Hill turns away from her partner and pushes the alarm button. The alarm screams.
Keep away from me.
Nobody is coming. We are the only help you've got.
We?
Me and her.
The alarm still screams.
Enough of this.
The alarm stops. Silence.
Ask me my name.
It's the only way
The only way for what?
to save yourself.
Ask me my name.
Detective Cusack grabs his partner and drags her over to the table. A chair is toppled and crashes to the floor. The fluorescent lights brighten as they touch.
Ask her.
Let me go.
Hold her firm.
Help! Help!
Silence.
My name. Ask me my name.
Please don't.
Her name, Detective Hill. Ask her name.
Now.
The suspect's voice booms as Detective Hill is released.
Who are you?
I am Joanne Hill.
Ask her again.
What?
Just ask her again.
Who are you?
I am Joanne Hill.
Ask her again.
No.
Ask her again.
Who are you? I am Joanne Hill.
The suspect slumps to the table, the noise of the light brightening until it's almost blinding, then flickers. Detective Cusack lets Joanne Hill up from the desk. She looks at him.
What shall we do with her?
Leave her where she fell. We're needed next door, Detective Cusack.
Very well, Detective Hill. Lead the way.
They exit the room, turning off the light, plunging this room into darkness. The end. That was Another Place by Ste Mc, and our actors are
I'm Floyd Kennedy, and I played Detective Joanne Hill.
Mark Porter, I played Detective Davy Kuzak.
Laura Smith, and I played the suspect.
Thank you for listening to Murder at Midnight here on Condor Online.